interesting news, sports and entertainment. We got everything you need and so much more, yeah. 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM. Hear me now, to your dial to the number one station. And you get even quality information. We brighten up your day in so many ways. Tune to 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM, 98.5 FM, Oluyole. 98.5 FM, 98.5 FM.
It's 6:30 on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Time for conversation with Dayo and Tola.
Conversation with Dayo and Tola. Conversation with Dayo and Tola.
A beautiful Tuesday morning to you from wherever you're listening across the world. This is Oluyole 98.5 FM. It's the first day of the 9th month of the year. 0109 2020. Welcome to a brand new month. Of course, it's the second day of the week. Today is Tuesday, but then of course, it's day one. So I think it's in order to say Happy New Month. All right, this is Conversation with Dayo and Tola. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
And I'm Tola Teriba. Good morning.
All right, you're welcome. It's a network program coming to you live from the stables of Oluyole 98.5 FM, straight out of our Iliakede Orita Basharon studios, right here in Ibadan. We're also live on our sister stations, to it Agility 92.1 FM and Okiogo 96.3 FM. So whichever or wherever you're listening to us via whichever channel, good morning and happy new month to you. And of course, it's right to also appreciate our online audience, ever wonderful interacting online audience on Facebook, facebook.com/Oluyole 98.5 FM, and on Twitter at Oluyole FM. Our website remains the same, www.bcus.tv/listen. Check us out also on Instagram at Oluyole 98.5 FM. We're live on Radio Garden. We're also on Mixler. Mixler is the online radio platform, mixler.com/Oluyole FM. So we're here again. This is how we do it Mondays through Saturdays, 6:30 to 7:30 a.m. right here on this wonderful dial. Thank you for listening to us. We appreciate you. Someone showed me the rating recently. We must appreciate people who wake up early to listen to us. All over your state and beyond. Thank you so much. The number keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to listen to us. We'll go straight to the papers. I have a copy of the Punch newspaper.
And I have a copy of the Nigerian Tribune.
Reopening universities, now suicidal. It was not before. Social distancing, impossible. That's a verdict. Guess who's talking? ASU. All right, and there's a rider. Strict protocols in place at airports for VIP children resuming schools abroad. School resumption. Learn from COVID-19 spike in US, Germany. PTF tells states. Decisions on next phase of lockdown to be announced on Thursday, says task force.
Okay.
Page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
Also, my banner headline of the Nigerian Tribune this morning: COVID-19 varsity is still unsafe to reopen, says ASU. LASU students to resume in batches, and that's coming from the VC. More sectors of economy for reopening soon, says PTF. Lagos Health Commissioner, over 30 WASEC candidates recover. Osun reopen schools September 21. From pages 5 and 8 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
All right, it's also Osun reopen school September 21 releases guidelines. I mean, well, just it has been the what do we call it now? Lab rats. I'm sure all of them were observing. So let's see how it turns out. Testing. Oh, yes, it's testing. Now, the governor will always go ahead. Let's see how it runs. If you have not heard of a student dropping dead or their sick base, I think we can do this. So thank you, Governor Seyi Makinde, for taking the lead.
Yeah, thankfully, no regrets thus far.
Exactly. So other states have started taking the lead. Taking the cue. They're already, announcing dates. So we can't continue like this. Let's open our educational sector, because if you fail on education, see, forget whether you build road or whatever. Education is key and is the bedrock. Okay, so Osun has joined. Osun will reopen schools September 21. Releases guidelines. Page 10 of the Punch newspaper.
All right, we also have this one. Airport unions reject federal government's plan to concession for airports. Now, work ongoing at Kano Ibiam Airport. Southeast governors or Hanize reacts. Pages 2 and 26 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Let me take this headline first before talking about that one. Farm workers threaten strike, reject Abuja Airport orders concession. And about the Kano Ibiam Airport, it was opened now officially with fanfare, and selected pictures were out there until residents of Enugu went to the airport and started taking pictures of scaffold. I said, what exactly is going on here? You are telling the whole world that you are opening our airports. Work is still ongoing now.
Where were the security men when they were taking pictures?
The first time I saw it, maybe this guy, I think he's PDP. In fact, the first 2-3 people that I saw posting it, they are renowned PDP on social media, so I didn't believe them. Seriously, I didn't. Until I started checking the newspaper guys too, who, they would have been, some people would have been, motivated to push the first image, where you see the minister cutting tape and all that. You will not see the scaffold. But when the real picture started to surface,
the airport management should have been able to keep that under the covers. That's why I asked that, where were the security?
Will you tell people not to snap picture? Tola? No, it was a scam. You need to see the real pictures. But why rush to commission it, really?
Politics. Political statement.
Now, I felt bad for Enugu people yesterday because they felt like, are they calling us Mugu? This thing is not done yet. Maybe, okay, the wrong way. Completed. Of which there was even a portion of the wrong way that there was a picture of a portion where somebody was still working on it. I was like, we don't need to go ahead to do this thing. Really, we know work is ongoing. I think we should be okay with that. We should be able to trust government enough. Boy. Okay. Trust. I don't know the definition of audio anyway, because some people say something is audio. Okay. All right.
Trust. Definition of trust.
People will. That's how they will now not trust now.
People in Nigeria.
Okay. All right. Well, it has been commissioned, so leave matter. It has been commissioned. I think Unilag Visitation Panel in closed door session received 21 memoranda. Page 28 of the Punch newspaper.
Kogi Bello wins as Supreme Court dismisses Wada Aputi's appeals. Page 25 of the Nigerian Tribune. There's a picture of the governor and the deputy. Somebody saying congratulations. And have you noticed the somewhat resemblance between the governor and his deputy?
Oh, it's good. They were friends anyway. He was his chief of staff. They were very good. They are friends. Don't let me say what. It's not pastors. They are friends. Very good friends, even before he entered government. So he came in, brought him as a chief of staff during his first term, and now is his deputy. So we wish him all the very best. At least Supreme Court has cleared him. Bearing all unforeseeable, because this is Nigeria. I'm not surprised about anything any longer. But we wish him all the best. So it's also here. APC celebrates as Supreme Court upholds Bello's election. Page 10 of the Punch newspaper.
Too much squabbling in APC, says Buhari. That's as he inaugurates consultative committee. Our deference to APC won't compromise legislation, says Lawan. That's Barry saying too much squabbling in APC, meaning the party might be getting too big for its own shoes. Perhaps what happened to the PDP during the Jonathan era, the party became so big at a time, and so many, and I always wonder why political parties, when they get to the zenith, always seem to be unable to manage the apex of their success when they get to the very highest levels of their success, and it becomes a problem actually managing things. Like I said, the same thing happened to the PDP at a time. We see APC seems to be heading very much the same way that PDP headed during the Jonathan era, that led to the winning of that election by the APC.
Well, I mean, they're already complaining that they are losing some states. APC has lost polls due to unnecessary infighting, says President Muhammadu Buhari. That's on page 19 of the Punch newspaper. But I have a question. Tola, are we broke?
Oh.
I'm not asking about BCS. Nigeria. These things happening together. There's that saying, I can't forget it. My dad used to quote it regularly. Inside William Shakespeare book, Julius Caesar, Dear Brutus, when all these things do conjointly happen, let no man say they are natural. Contractors picket finance ministry over 18 billion naira debt. And they are claiming that it has been approved but not disbursed. Now hold on, don't go too far. There's a reason why I'm asking that question. We only borrowed 5,000 metric tons of grains from ECOWAS federal government.
Borrowed.
Food to eat.
Borrowed.
That's what I'm asking. Are we broke?
Oh.
These headlines are, I don't know, it's doing me somehow.
Oh, and how potent is that threat to the agricultural sector?
I don't know.
It has come to this.
I'm still trying to understand. How can you say we borrowed? Because I'm just picking these headlines, because I'm trying to make sense of all of this. We'll do for commercial break. When we're back, more stories. Don't go anywhere.
Bye, my pikin.
You don't go gym?
I never reach for that one.
Okay. I beg make you help us buy mango and garden egg come.
This no be the season, I know go dey market. Shey you sabi say everything for life get in own time.
I sabi that one.
Why you come dey ask for wetin you know say no follow?
No worry, make you just dey go where you dey go. When you come back, we go sit down talk.
Make we dey talk am now before I come out.
You been dey talk say you go want make we rest small after this pikin wey we born.
I talk am because of the thing wey elder been tell me about childless spacing.
Yes, so not true. Auntie nurse talk say e go help my body rest well before I carry another belle.
No worry yourself, my dear.
See as belle dey sweet me say we dey talk about this matter.
No forget say anyone wey you choose for childbirth spacing matter dey safe and you fit trust am. Oya waka go any health center wey get the green dot logo to get full informate on childbirth spacing services. This message na the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry am come.
Conversation with Dio and Tola.
So glad to know you're there. It's the conversation with Dio and Tola right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. We continue with the headlines.
I have this one. Another boat mishap claims 2 in Lagos. That's page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, and we have this on page 2 of the Punch newspaper. Don't ambush Nigerians. Drop water bill. NLC tells National Assembly. Don't ambush Nigerians. Drop water bill. NLC tells National Assembly. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper.
The Senate has a reply for the Northern Elders Forum. Yesterday's statement about there not being a need to amend the Constitution. They said it was a waste of time and resources. And now the Senate is saying Constitutional amendment, send your position to committee. Not sending to reply is Northern Elders Forum. That's on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune.
Okay. I think that's a better way out.
That's a democratic way to go.
Not that they should not bother. Say so. All right. You have IOC's taxes down by 16.46 billion naira amid production cuts. That's on page 23 of the Punch newspaper.
Father of Ibadan rape victim develops mental problems. Total crime this morning. And the police says it was a case between two lovers. Page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune. And guess where this happened, Dayo?
Where?
Akinyele.
Again.
On Tuesday. Last week.
All right. At this juncture, the father. You can imagine the mental challenge he's going through. That his daughter in his lifetime got raped. Not everybody can handle, and even people who say they can handle things. They say in Yoruba, when some things happen to you, you are just not man enough. You break down and the daughter herself will be going through a trauma. Now the father.
She's dead.
I remember raped and killed.
That's the thing about the issue of rape in our society. The community was treating it. The victim was identified, and they said he's not a first-time offender. He had defiled a 7-year-old. One Ganil Tohib, they called him. He said he had defiled a 7-year-old, and then he was made to pay 10,000 naira to the father of that 7-year-old.
10,000 naira.
They were treating it as a community thing. That, okay, let's go to the police and stigma and all that. And of course, he kept on repeating the acts.
Imagine.
They said he was banned from the community at a time, and they don't know when he sneaked back and went to commit the latest acts. If he had been put behind the bars, of course, this wouldn't have happened.
I hope he has been arrested now.
Well, I believe he has been arrested.
Are we sure he's even the only one?
That
kind of environment.
We'll get to take the story if time permits. We hear the police saying it's a case between two lovers. Even if they were
lovers, we are talking of a serial rapist here.
So does that give him the license to?
They know him already. The records are there. I'm sure the police record will be there when they arrested him and he paid 10,000 naira. That record will be there. Oh God. Well, we'll send a. I don't know what else to tell that man now. Someone with mental challenge. We hope he has some family support, people to stand with him in a time like this. Well, all right. Very, very pathetic. 2 commissioners dropped as Fayemi reshuffles cabinet in Ekiti State. Page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Pro-Buruga funds. Autumn tells EFCC threatens to sue National Assembly over water resources bill. Page 2 of Nigerian.
Okay. Did he accept Buruga in the state? Why is he asking that they should probe it? I thought it was one of those who stood against it.
For me, what I see for me, Governor Autumn has been particularly vocal in recent times.
You know, he was one of them at the time. He was part of APC before he left for the PDP. Well, I'm sure he knows what he's saying.
It begins to beam the satellites.
Well, I hope the necessary agencies would listen and at least start a probe or some inquiry. It won't be the wrong if you have this House of Reps or Senate inquiry too into such a thing. At least someone has made the request. 15-year-old Arabic student defiled by man, 20, raped by Ogun cleric. Pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper.
All 400 health workers that contracted COVID-19 in Ondo have recovered, says Commissioner.
We thank God. That's some good news.
And the Lagos Health Commissioner Abayomi has also recovered from COVID-19. That's the Lagos State Commissioner of Health.
Tola, don't laugh. Drama as man, family disrupt Lagos wedding. Say bride already married. Pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Comic relief. All right. Want to marry again? I just we paid for where? This is our property. You can't take over.
Unfortunately, maybe the bride did know that nothing is hidden under the sun. Especially these days of social media. Probably she declared herself missing, went missing.
The man went with his family. I like that. He didn't go alone in case they might want to push him out. He went with everybody so that they will say we were there when they were married. Don't marry this one.
Well, we actually don't know what happened. Maybe maybe she was separated from the husband and maybe she didn't do the needful. She didn't perfect the processes of divorce or separation. Maybe we don't know what happened.
Quite interesting. If you want details, buy the paper, pages 4 and 5 of the Punch newspaper. Very interesting, if you ask me. Very, very interesting. Oyo tackles federal government over disbursement of COVID-19 funds. That's on page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
About time too. $33 billion Chinese loan. Reps have not breached any law over pro panel, says Gbajabia Miller, says oversight functions not affected. Page 26 of the Nigerian Tribune.
I'm talking about the Federal House of Reps to set new rules for probe panels. This is asking stupid questions. It is well. All right. Adeboye declines interview after Villa closed door meeting with Buhari. Also on page 8 of the Punch newspaper.
Still on politics this morning. PDP APC in war of words over shooting of 16 in Akoko-Edo local government area. And Edo Ondo elections, IGP says police will be neutral. This echoes of violence and possible violence in the Edo and Ondo elections. We keep saying it. The police should be on top of the game.
Well, I think it's the turn of doctors in the FCT. FCT doctors begin strike today over COVID-19 allowance. But they said they've been paying them this thing now. Sometimes I wonder. The minister came out and said they've released or approved money.
I wonder.
And this is FCT, where the minister actually is resident.
We thought that challenge had been solved. We thought we had crossed that bridge, so to say.
Wow. Well, Boko Haram seems to be running rampage in Borno State. Boko Haram killed 13 district heads. Other leaders. Shehu of Borno. Wow.
I think on a deliberate mission to strike fear into the hearts of the people, target the heads, and of course, the people would quake with fear anytime they hear the sound of Boko Haram.
Wow. Well, both stories are on page 7 of the Punch newspaper.
And the question still remains, where are the security agencies? There's a twist in the tale in Ondo politics, Dayo. Ex-SSD makes U-turn, backs Akeredolu's re-election. And I was talking about Honorable Ifedayo Abegunde, who resigned from Akeredolu's cabinet at the wake of the governorship primaries of the APC in the state.
So he has gone back to the governor.
He has returned to the fold.
Oh, okay. Wish him all the very best and how that. Let's see if we can take some more stories before we go to sports. Okay, from news from the capital market, page 26 of the Punch newspaper. Stock market extends gains with 9 billion naira, and we have Guinness. Okay. There were some gains recorded at the stock market, Nigerian Stock Exchange, yesterday. Sounds nice. Move to communications. We've not been informed, says NIMC. President has signed that you have moved. Who are you? Can you imagine these people? The president signed that the parastatal should move to communications ministry. They are saying they have not been informed.
Well, you know, we spoke about the class captain at the time.
Yeah, well,
where is the class captain?
How can a DG be saying he does not? What are you waiting for? Okay. All right. Okay. Federal government to provide affordable learning devices for students. That's also under information technology on page 27 of the Punch newspaper.
And we'll continue to prioritize education sector, says Makinde, as facilities named after Adeboye, Governor Emmanuel, dedicated. Page 30 of the Nigerian Tribune. Story coming from Oyo State this morning.
This one is just another reason why we need a probe into the oil sector. And it's a recent development. You remember we read that 5.35 billion naira petrol subsidy was paid. They called it another name. They said under recovery. But the people that are supposed to collect the money have come out to say, you didn't pay us anything. Page 24. Oil marketers deny NNPC on 5.35 billion naira petrol subsidy payment. So who got paid?
Well, at least money left the coffers.
To where, sir? It's not 50 kobo.
Maybe the marketers should look inwards. Maybe some people got paid on
their behalf. Oil marketers deny NNPC on 5.35 billion naira petrol subsidy payments. Okay. You want details? Page 24 of the Punch newspaper. If time permits, should be one of the stories we'll take today.
From the world of sports this morning, talking soccer. Kid sad as Messi shows Barca medicals, and Man United agree terms with 40 million pounds Van de Beek. Games Master sports officers must fight doping in youth game. That as FC Porto signs Nigerian defender.
And right here on the sports page of the Punch newspaper, precisely page 29, NFF mourns Felaga and Eyimba in limbo as Rivers take MPFL battle to CAS. Barca wanted Osimhen to replace Suarez agent. And we have Tirana in Europe League playoffs. See if you have more stories. Akwe suffered concussion, out for rest of season. And we also have Nigeria miss out on online powerlifting World Cup. Internet is hard here, online. It's not easy. Okay, that's about that on the sports page of the Punch newspaper.
We have 3SC commiserates with NFF Tolu Abe's family. Sports page of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, that's about that. Time check, 6:57 a.m. Destination time, 7:30 a.m. Straight we go to the meat of the story. Let me start with this oil marketers versus NNPC brouhaha. Oil marketers denied NNPC on 5.35 billion naira petrol subsidy payment. Oil marketers on Monday expressed surprise over the resurfacing of petrol subsidy in June 2020, as disclosed by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation in its latest operations report. According to marketers of petrol, the government had since March this year declared that the downstream oil sector had been deregulated, and as such there was no need for petrol subsidy. The Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria and the Petroleum Products Retail Outlets Owner Association of Nigeria told correspondents in Abuja that they had not received any subsidy payment from government. The Punch reported on Monday, I remember now, we read it yesterday, that NNPC made an under-recovery of 5.35 billion naira in June. Under recovery is the losses incurred by the oil firm due to the difference between the subsidized price as which the corporation sells petrol and the price which it should have received to meet its production cost. The Group General Manager, Public Affairs Division, NNPC, Kenny Obatero, had explained that the return of under recovery in June was due to the payment for stock held by marketers at the onset of the removal of subsidy by the federal government. Since the subsidy removal started with reduction in pump price, marketers have been paid the differential of the PPPRA verified stock they held, and it spread over a period of 6 months, he said. That is NNPC. Now, the National Public Relations Officer, Ipman Ukadike, National Public Relations Officer of Ipman Ukadike Chinedu, said it was surprising to hear of subsidy payments when the downstream sector had been deregulated. He said they didn't pay us any subsidy money. You're also aware that the market has been deregulated. We are now dispensing products based on international crude oil market. Furthermore, you are aware of the price regime, and this regime is regulated by the price of crude oil in the international market. So where is the subsidy coming from? You're also aware that in the months of February, March, April, May, and June, the PPPRA released guiding prices for petrol based on price deregulation. So at what point did the subsidy come in? We were not paid a dime. Oil marketers deny NNPC on 5.35 billion naira petrol subsidy payments.
Well, it still means 5.35 billion naira is missing. Do I say missing? And well, or is it that somebody just doesn't have the facts?
Who doesn't have what facts now?
The man who
okay, Ukadike, right?
Yes, who claimed that the money.
Maybe some of his people collected money and they didn't tell him.
No, I'm talking about Bateru himself.
Okay.
The man who made the statement. Maybe he doesn't have the real facts.
How can you be paying now? They stopped this thing since March, actually. So, and then in June, and we know that the filling stations have been selling based on, how it comes to them. So to now claim that in June you paid that much, it is well with Nigeria.
And the money was never received by those it was paid to.
So it disappeared. It just grew wings and flew off mid-air. All right.
Public varsities still unsafe for reopening, says ASU. That's coming from the Ivory Towers this morning. The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, on Monday said it was still unsafe for the nation's public universities to reopen for academic activities. It also said even at that, the union is still on its industrial action, which it commenced since March nationwide, and will only call it off when the demands are addressed by the government. The Lagos Zone coordinator of the union, who is a lecturer at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, FUNAB, Professor Oluyole, gave this position in a statement made available to newsmen on Monday evening. According to him, there is nothing different on the ground from what used to be before COVID-19 in the nation's public universities. He said students' hostels are not only still inadequate, there are no significant facilities on the ground to carry out the physical distancing guidelines in large and crowded lecture rooms. Besides that, he said water and power supply, among other needs, are also still unreliable, and therefore reopening tertiary institutions now without concrete steps to address these issues would be suicidal. He said it was strange that government could make arrangements for special bailout funds for airline operators and other private entities without considering same for the public universities. Public universities still unsafe for reopening, and that's coming from ASU.
It's also here, reopening universities now suicidal, social distancing impossible, says ASU.
But for how long would the Ivory Towers remain closed? And well, ASU may have made some valid points, actually, talking about the state of the hostels, overcrowded lecture rooms.
Exactly.
But then we need to begin to address these things. I believe what actually went wrong was the fact that, well, no elaborate planning for post-COVID-19 in virtually all the sectors. In the education sector,
there was no plan. That's the truth. It was worse in the educational sector. I mean, it had to take Governor Shemakine starting, and then Dawn Commission taking it up, Southwestern States meeting before the federal government geared up and said, at first it was a false start because there's some governors in a section of the country said they were not even doing WAEC. Eventually they agreed, okay, all of us will do WAEC, and now, okay, gradually, okay, after WAEC, NECO too found their voice, which is actually our own. NECO found their voice, okay, which we would do, and then NAPTEB, so it's like they are waking up one by one. It's so unfortunate. If there had been a plan, a solid plan on how to gradually, we are not saying open at once, you face it. Even the lockdown was, eased in phases. Can we have a plan? At first, there was no plan. I understand now that they now have a plan on the website of the Federal Ministry of Education. So the next thing is execution. but it took so long to come up with a plan.
I believe each university should be in a position to actually make plans to address these.
Exactly. They are ivory towers. Let them put on their thinking cap. You have a problem at hand, solve it.
And of course with support from the federal government.
Exactly.
Because what as we say now, because if is it now that we'll begin to think of building new hostels? How long would that take? Do we begin to build new hostels now? Do we begin to build new lecture rooms to accommodate the large influx of students? Something that was caused initially, anyway, by maybe inappropriate admission policies on the part of many of the universities, which is the reason why you would have crowds, you see crowds in lecture rooms. Some of the universities in the bid to make as much money as possible. Maybe money coming from the government is not enough, and well, admission policies are relaxed and students coming in droves. But then, being that as it may, we have to begin to find a remedy to this problem.
You know, Tola, one other thing that caught my attention, though unfortunate, and it saddens my heart, that we still have this double standard. Under the same headline, you have, because of elite children, government ensured COVID-19 protocols at airports. ASU Vice President so Deke stated, if government believes that the education sector is critical, they should try and meet those rules. They met them for the airports. You are aware, if you go to an airport before you board a plane, there is a procedure you pass through because the airport is for the elite. Their children are going back abroad for studies. Yes, and that is the point I want to make now. Elites, the children of the elites are not suffering. They are not sitting there. They are resuming. This is September. They started resuming. That's the truth. That's the truth. They are not depending on ASU. And these are the people that we expect to make decision on ASU. Their own kids are not in local universities in Nigeria. Unfortunately, they are not here. They have made sure that the procedure for them to get back to where they are going is okay. And so if the common man does not, like somebody will say, borrow sense, and speak out now, we will be at the receiving end.
And the same government is not, the same editor not making sure that the needful is done in the public universities. And well,
because it does not directly affect them.
And honestly, I don't know how you would explain to the average Nigerian youth that, okay, elections are holding in some states, airports are reopening, businesses are reopening, and yet
campaign rallies are ongoing,
and yet he cannot go. How do you justify that in the mind of the average Nigerian youth? And as for ASU, well, aside from COVID-19 protocols, ASU is insisting that there are issues on ground
that they need to settle. Well, they had that before COVID-19, but we thought they should have been able to solve that, so that post-COVID, we know that we are resuming back to normal, but it appears that would not.
But wouldn't it work if there is a resumption plan? Well, the schools resume, ASU resumes, and well, they agree on the basis of the need to save the future of the young ones, and they resume and they get back to the negotiating table, provided, of course, there is what we call a mutual sense of understanding on both sides, and there will be no reneging on whatever decisions are reached. But IPPIS, I honestly don't know how they are going to go about that, with us being adamant.
They have come up with their own, expecting the federal government to adopt it. We'll see how that pans out. Let's quickly take this story. We'll take one more each and open the phone line. Time check 7:08 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. It's still conversation with Dayo and Tola. Don't ambush Nigerians. Drop water bill. NLC tells National Assembly. The Nigerian Labour Congress has cautioned the National Assembly leadership against resurrecting or passing the water resources bill into law because of the danger it portends to national unity. The Congress said the National Assembly should not ambush Nigerians by surreptitiously bringing back the bill, which seeks to vest the control of all water resources across the country in the president. Recall that there was outrage over the bill in 2018 when the 8th National Assembly was divided over it. But the bill resurfaced at the present National Assembly as that the House of Representatives on July 23, 2020 referred to it as a, quote, committee of the whole for third reading and passage. Wow. A playwright and social critic, Professor Oluyole, and organizations such as Southern and Middle Belt Leaders Forum, the Anise Indigo, and the Middle Belt Forum, on Thursday warned the federal government and the National Assembly against bringing back the bill. Lending his voice to the national resistance to the bill, the NLC President Ayuba Waba noted that the bill was earlier rejected in 2018 with good reasons. Waba, in a statement in Abuja on Monday titled "Do Not Ambush Nigerians," said the nation had enough challenges than to court fresh and costly controversy. Don't ambush Nigerians, drop water bill, NLC tells National Assembly. I think they should just listen to the voice of reason. There's no point adding salt to injury. We have enough to handle already. Leave that out of it. We don't want it.
It's stoking the embers of discord.
Exactly. We don't want this bill. Just let it go. Let it die a natural death.
Just like Ruga.
You can't force some things on some people. I think they should just do the right thing.
As the father of Oluyole, the victim develops mental problem, and the police says the case not ritual killing, but suspected murder that occurred between two lovers. Now, I'll just quickly gloss over some summaries of the story. Well, the traditional ruler of the community where the murder was committed, Chief Olakomi Olaniyan, insists that there was more than one suspect. That is, it was not just Ganiu Toyi, whom the police said was the girl's lover, that was involved in the act that led to the death of Mary. While the PPRO says only one suspect was involved, Chief Olaniyan said it was not possible for a judge, the suspect, to carry an 80-year-old lady into the room without any form of assistance. He said the lady was actually drugged, was not drugged as claimed, but was severely beaten before she was gang raped, and the act happened around 10 p.m. on Monday, 24th August, when Mary went out to buy a diaper for a toddler in her household. Now, the police is saying that Ganiu actually carried Mary, actually took Mary to his house and gave her a beer before having carnal knowledge of her. And the police PRO SP Bengafadi, he said Mary was later met dead with traces of semen in her private part and blood stains in her mouth. Well, they have the suspect in custody now. The police says it's not a case of suspected, it was not a case of ritual killing, but a case of suspected murder that occurred between two lovers that eventually turned swap thereafter. Graphic details right there. Let's just open the phone line. It's getting to me. 08055009850. 08055009850. That's a number to join the conversation. I can see debate already on the we borrowed food. People are already debating on our Twitter. Okay, it's okay. It happens. It happens. 08055009850. Our first caller is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Oh, Aruna, good morning.
This is Aruna from Odoru.
Nice to have you.
Happy New Year, Mr. Dianti.
I wish you the same.
God will see you through the month of September and the rest of the month for this year, sir.
Amen. Amen. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to Engineer Imakide, our able governor. The other state has already taken the sampling, and they say that our sample is good. So they cannot go ahead and do whatever they want to do about the resumption of the school. Kudos once again to Engineer Imakide. And on this of the airlights, that their own children are schooling abroad, this and that. One thing I want them to realize is that the poor ones, let me use that language, or the no talent attitude ones, they will not allow them to rest. Anytime they want to enjoy their money, they better do the right thing at the right time. Thank you very much, Mr. Ajanti. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Aruna. The phone line is still open. 08055009850. That's a number to join the conversation. Someone else is here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Daya.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Mr. Sue, I want to from Okado.
Happy New Month, Mazi. Go ahead.
I only want to speak concerning the subsidy payment. I want our EFCC to come up on this because they are fighting corruption in this country. Let them know where the money pays and who collected the money. That is one. Secondly, the food they say that we are borrowing. I'm interested on that head drive. This food is our government feeding anybody in this country? That is one. This food they are talking about, everybody is dying of hunger in this country. Let our government know what they are doing, please. It's rise of 7,000 that we are buying 28,000 times 4. Please, let our government know what they are doing concerning food. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. See, one call from Okiado. The phone line is open. Oh, we'll go for a commercial break now. When we're back, we'll take more calls. Don't go anywhere.
So I don't write jollof rice, fried rice, pounded yam, egusi,
rice and stew, jollof rice. Thank you. All this plenty kind food one they call so. Now what you go chop for the naming baby?
Yes,
see, enjoy.
No be small.
You see, mama baby, the same way we get different kind of food. Now so we get different kind of child-birth spacing methods. So child-birth spacing go make your belly sweet well, and your body too, it go standard. Anyone where you choose good for body and you go fit trust them.
Auntie Nurse, my Jasper don't they talk about them more. But me I dey fear.
See, no culture or religion where no they support anything where go make life better. Make you and your Jasper come when una ready. I go they wait for now.
Okay.
No forget say anyone where you choose for childbirth spacing matter, they safe and you fit trust them. Or ya waka go any health center where get the green dot logo to get full information on childbirth spacing services. This message now the Federal Ministry of Health and support from American people carry and come.
Conversation with Dio and Tola.
All right, so glad to know you're there. Still conversation with Dio and Tola. Time check 7:17 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. Back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're on. Hello.
This is Isaac from Wisconsin.
Okay, Isaac Agbola, go ahead.
I want to call the judiciary concerning the election of Governor Yahabilo of Obis. See the result of this president justice.
We can barely hear you. You might need to call us back.
Chief of the nation.
We can't hear you well. You will need to call us back. You need to call us back. We can't really make sense of what you're saying. It's not clear. 080-5500-9850. Ladiola at Ladiola007 on Twitter here. I saying happy new month to Mr. DNT. If we borrow money to execute projects and we are still borrowing food to eat, when are we going to borrow leaders to fix our country? I didn't see where you are going, Ladiola. we have people. It's a matter of getting them into position. Only God can save this country from insincerity. Olakunle Don at Olakunle_Don is saying, is PDP expecting a miracle or emo magic in Kogi State concerning Supreme Court ruling? That might be a dream. Okay, Olakunle Don also saying, it seems Seyi Makinde has set a template for school resumption. Every state has now fixed date for September 21. GSM Baba, thank you. Olakunle Don, we'll go back to the phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm calling from Oluyole, Gomosho.
Nice to have you. Go ahead.
Happy New Month too.
Wish you the same.
I pray for us in Nigeria. This month will be the month of peace, rejoice, and glory to all in Nigeria.
Amen.
Amen.
Firstly, I want to thank Governor Makinde about what he did for us in education in Oyo State. I pray for him that God will be with him and guide him. Secondly, I want to talk on raping. The raping is so rampant in Nigeria.
But my advice to our government is that anybody that's paid in Nigeria, we should take quick decision to him. So I don't know what
you made your point.
I can say about
you made your point. Thank you so much, Yamon. Thank you so much. Otumba Fade Yadiolu Cornelius on Facebook. ASU are clog in the wheel. Some people don't agree of education development. They continue exhibiting insensitivity. Are students going to stay at home forever? Haba. Good morning, dear auntie. Fadi Yadiolu from Okaka. Okay. Matthew Olalero is also here saying good happy new month. On Fanika Day press conference in Ibadan. Well, won't Fanika Day has done, but he has apologized. And you just should forgive him. Okay, to hear is human, to forgive is divine. Nobody is above mistake. Thank you. Yes, sir, from Ilero. Christian Gbalawa Dio is also here. Mr. Dayan Tola, may God be with you. Amen. Congratulations to Kogi State Governor. And we are begging federal government to open our institutions because students are tired of staying at home. Also, I like what happened to FFK. You like it? Okay. All right. Christian Gbalawa Dio, thank you. We'll go back to the phone line right now.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
This is Agbola again, sir.
Okay, good. Please, make your point briefly, sir.
I want to speak about stock exchange.
Okay.
They say they declare profit gains.
Yes, yesterday.
We bought shares. We have not been getting our dividend all this year. Where is our money? And that they declaring gains. Where is money going to? Good morning.
Thank you so much, Isaac Agbola. That's because they've been declaring losses since COVID. Yesterday was the first time they would declare gain in a number of days. They've been declaring losses, actually. It's been red. The arrow has been red, pointing downwards for a long time. Okay, so until they start making gain, I'm not trying to hold brief for them, but if you if you go online and check stocks, you will shake your head. It's not been good. That's the truth.
He's asking for his money.
Yeah, I understand. It's when you have money that you pay. Elias Aguru is saying good morning, Mr. Dayantola. Happy new month. Welcome to Ember month. Every good thing will locate you and your families. Amen. Kudos to people, Governor Engineer Oluyole Abiodun Makinde on reopening of school. Oyo State is leading Nigeria generally followers. Oh, okay. We are all in Nigeria. Disebio Yola Alao Joel Jubilant saying true talk. Okay, thank you. Someone else is on that phone line.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Dayo and Tola.
Morning, sir.
This is Alaji Lamkam from Ilego.
Nice to have you, sir.
On the current state of borrowings, it seems the federal government is not interested in the future of this nation.
Wow.
Go to the extent of borrowing fools. You have to be in notion to know how the present government is faring. These are the huge debt profile of the immediate past administration. The federal government is following the same trend. So what else is this is the subsidy payments, sir. The NNPC said it paid. The marketer said they were not paid. Who is the real who? If anyone wants to pay, transfer or even withdraw, before you get the money or leave the spot, the alert will have been had. The NNPC is claiming to have paid and the marketers yes to will get the money. I'm sure so many atrocities will be repeated after the exit of this administration. Nigeria should be on the lookout. Good morning, sir.
Thank you, Alaji Lamkam from Iliobo. Aji Agbomojo Owulewa is here saying good morning, happy new month. He's also appreciating the governor. Okay, saying kudos for reopening of schools. Well, school has been reopened in your state. Nobody say we don't see that as a big deal. All right. Okay. Oluwase Okikiola Okanla, happy new month. Okay. To be sincere, we need to return to our normal life with precautions. Mr. Dayo, in my thought, I did not think Sunday is the only killer. Okay, you mean in Akinyele now? Okay. Please, police should make deep investigation. God bless Oluyole from Tusho. Thank you. Let's take a couple more calls.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dayo and Tola.
Morning, sir.
Happy new month in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
This is Dayo from Uteo.
Oh, nice to have you, sir.
So I've always been referring to the holy words that righteousness exalts a nation.
Sin is a reproach.
But sin is the reproach of any people. That's why we are in reproaches in Nigeria. because we are not righteous. We are not righteous. We are not truthful. We are not honest. The leaders down to the left, and that we are deceiving ourselves and we are being deceived. So moral bankruptcy, right from our leadership, to every one of us. How are we going to really survive with this bunch of hypocrisy and lies and all these things? So if that steps are not taken now, anything can happen, and that anything is anything.
Wow.
So the leaders should rise up and do the needful. How do we expect a nation like Nigeria to be borrowing food? Borrowing food. Now, wow. God save us.
Amen.
Thank
you so much. I really appreciate your comment. Good morning, Tola and Dayo. This is Adiola Sunday. On water bill, our leaders have hidden agenda. Eating more than what they can chew. Controlling water again. What FG is controlling is already too much. On school reopening, Governor Seyi Makinde is a visionary leader and pace-setting governor. Okay, Adioti Kunle S saying, good morning, Mr. DNC. I pray the anointing of God that breaks every yoke will break all our stronghold of evil in our lives in Oyo State and Nigeria. Amen. Our governor, Seyi Makinde, okay, you're saying happy new month to the governor too in this month. Thank you. Let's take one or two more calls.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Chris from
Chris from where, sir?
I want to say
Olugweru. Go ahead.
Actually, not wanting to return to work. What the government just need to do is to stop their salary. You will see that they will cry out that they want to return to work. It's because they are receiving pay. They are receiving without work. So many of them are engaged into one business or the other. So they don't want to go back to school. It be so fast that salary will come. So let them stop the salary, because so many other businesses that are involved in this education are not working again. So, for example, all publishers have stopped working. They are sacking their workers because the schools are not there. So if private businesses are losing their staff, they are losing salary, and then the government workers are enjoying, and they are saying, let us lock down school, let us lock down school. Then let them stop their salary too. They will see what is happening. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Chris from Oluyole. Wow, are they even being paid right now?
Yeah, I think they've stopped their salaries.
That's one of the area that we need to look at. One more call before we go.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Nice to have you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
I want to wish you happy new month.
Thank you, sir.
It's going to be a month of thankful for you in Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
On the issue of COVID state, I am not surprised, and people will not surprised. That has been APC, and that's what will be doing. On the issue of every state election, every state will expect the same thing. Good day. Happy pleasant day.
Oh, well, Prince Adeyemi desires to be Nostradamus today. Predicted. Okay. Okay.
His opinion.
Okay, I think we can take one more call. Briefly.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Must be
I am
Reverend.
Reverend Babatunde from Lalate.
Nice to have you, Reverend.
Now, I want to commend the effort of our IG. By the statement he said that the police will be neutral during the election in Edo and Ondo State. I want to say that he should stand by his word so that people will know that he's a man of integrity. Good day, Reverend Babatunde from Lalate.
Thank you so much, Reverend. Wow, you just allowed someone else to also come in. He made that brief, so we can take one more person. 30 seconds.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Morning, sir.
Ayelabugu is calling from Lalate.
Nice to have you.
Let me join other people to say thank you to the visionary leader of Governor GSM. Now, on the school opening, the federal government should borrow a leave. They should open the higher institution. It's time they open the institution. Why in Oyo State secondary school students are going to school? What disturb the university students to be going to school?
they should not make sure that education is black-sided. Now, in my own view, let them open their higher institution and soon commence their examination. This one will be a way forward.
All right.
Thank you, Alaji.
Thank you so much, Alaji. Elegbede Rahman on Twitter as we go says, "How I wish I am boxed up to bankroll Mr. Dayo and Tola." Any update about the visit to somebody wants to bankroll you, Tola? All right. Wow. Thank you, Rahman. We'll take you up on your you want to bankroll us. Who is bankrolling this? Okay. All right. That's the show today. So we'll come your way again tomorrow. Thank you so much for making it a date with us. Up next, Spotted Beats. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I am Tola Teriba.
Breakfast your day every day with the nourishment of malt, milk and cocoa and the delicious taste of Milo.
Nestle, good food, good life.
Ibadan. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I already know that it's sport time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM. The Trailblazer, the pride of the nation. You know, we're the best in the West. No station does it better. And Buluwa Jogmalize once again to bring you up to speed with all the news that you can use in the world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and of course, the juiciest news. Yes, in the world of sports. This lovely Tuesday morning as we'll be traveling around the country for Akure, heading straight to Plateau United in Georgia, and of course checking out updated from South Africa as regards the injury update of Nigeria's goalkeeper Daniel Akpeye. We also take a look at what's happening with Victor Osimhen over there in Italy as he starts his life with Italian Serie A side and Napoli. We also check out Albania this morning to check out what's happening with Egbo Ndubisi as his team played a Super Cup game yesterday. We also check out updates coming from US Open that kickstarted yesterday, and of course some games played yesterday, and of course in the early hours of today. We also check out updates from the world of NBA, talking about the playoff series currently going on over there in the United States. Let's check out updates from about Lionel Messi this morning. Yes, we've got updates as regards the situation with FC Barcelona. This and more you stand to enjoy on Spotted Beat this lovely morning. Just sit back and relax, and of course call your friends and of course your enemies. That the show is back on your radio set this lovely morning. Don't forget you can listen to us online. Just visit www.bshows.tv/listen to us live anywhere you are on planet Earth. We're also streaming live on Facebook and of course on Twitter. Just visit on Facebook Oluyole 98.5 FM and on Twitter at Oluyole FM. You can also listen to us on Radio Garden. Massive shout out to listeners on Agility FM 92.1 and Okyogun FM 96.3. Starting from Akure this morning, West Sunshine Stars have announced the departure of head coach Kabiru Sulaiman Dogo from the club following the expiration of his contract. Dogo's last contract with Sunshine Stars served its course with the conclusion of the 2019-2020 NPFL season via points per game. Dogo, who just recuperated from a recent road accident, was well received on his return to the Caring Heart Games village office of the club to formalize his exit with the management yesterday. Sunshine Stars president Otumba Tajudeen Akinyemi and club director Prince Babatunde Ogunja both expressed gratitude to Dogo and wished him well for the future. Let's listen. The coach talking about first off to Akinyemi, then the coach talking about his departure from the club yesterday. And according to rumors, he might be heading straight to Lobby Stars. The Bengal Gumbate lined up already to replace him at Sunshine. Listen to the two of them. Most especially after my cover this lovely morning.
The support to there was enough support, but actually we have to work very hard to achieve that target. Getting to the semi-final is not an easy task, and we have to work very, very hard. We have to give him all the necessary support to get there. In terms of personnel, like now replacement of players, I have to get the support.
CG the Hitmaker.
Well, there you listen to him and talking about how far he's gone with Sunshine Stars. We wish him all the very best. Dogo, who joined from National United in 2018, steered the club to safety in a turbulent fourth season that saw an abridged format. However, he had the team played expansively in the promising 2019-2020 season, which was disrupted by COVID-19. All right, away from that, this lovely morning, let's head straight to Plateau United coach Abdul Kaba has told reporters that the side needs all the necessary support to achieve their target of reaching the semi-finals of the 2020-2021 CAF Champions League. The Peace Boys finished the top of the aborted NPFL season on the points per game table, and as a result will represent Nigeria alongside two-time African champions Eva in the lucrative CAF Champions League for the first time since 2018, despite enjoying unflinching financial support in recent times from the Plateau State government. Sponsor of the club, the former Aqua United coach, admits that the 2017 NPFL champions will require even more backing and hard work to realize their last four ambition in the competition. Then listen to him. He has said that his team can go all the way to the semi-finals of the CAF Champions. Let's listen to Abdul Kaba on the show this lovely morning.
But actually, we have to work very hard to achieve that target. Getting to the semi-final is not an easy task, and we have to work very, very hard. We have to give him all the necessary support to get there. In terms of personnel, like now replacement of players, I have to get the support to make the replacement effective. If not, the team will not even be as strong as last season. We have to start our preparation as early as possible. And the way things are going, the government did not even give.
They are saying that, their preparation might be affected because preparation has not started. The team needs to prepare pretty well. We wish Plateau United and Abdul Kaba all the very best.